Hey everybody, Joy here. It's the next day after the last day. It is yesterday I tried to sample what one of you gave me a tip about. Instead of cutting little 2.5-inch squares, why don't you just attach the whole length of the white to the green instead of doing a little square and then sewing on the other part. And so I attempted it, as you know, and I ended up with the result being like this. And I don't know why. I didn't think of this. You know, sometimes you know something and you don't know that you know it. And I have made miles of binding doing this. Miles of it. Sewing piece after piece after piece after piece diagonally together and then it coming out straight. So duh, I'm telling you, it happens quite a lot lately. I'm trying to think now of the name of a movie that I really liked. It was the saddest movie in the whole wide world. And it has a funny name that looks like English, but you pronounce it in French, and so you don't pronounce half the letters. I don't get the French language. But tell me what it is, will you? It's the one where the girl got pregnant, or was pregnant, and she was working at this factory. Is that what happened? No, first she got pregnant and she was going to have a baby, and for some reason she was all on her own. And so she got a job at this factory, but you weren't allowed to be pregnant or have a baby there or something. And so, anyway, they fired her, and she had to have her teeth removed and her hair all cut off, and they just made her look horrible, and eventually it killed her. But she had her baby, and then this man that owned the factory, I don't remember why or how, I need to watch the movie again. But he took pity on her and took her in and nursed her and took care of her, but then she ended up dying anyway. But she made him promise to go get her little girl. She had left her little girl with these really horrible, creepy people because she couldn't have a child and work, because she didn't have any way to take care of the child and work. So she left the child with these really horrible, creepy people. So the man went and got the child from the creepy people. And so then it was like his very own daughter, and he raised it. And then horrible, horrible, horrible things kept happening to him. They had to the man had to swim through a sewer. Horrible things. And I cannot remember the name. I cannot remember the name. I think it even was like a TV show with different shows, you know, like 10 or 12 or whatever. But if you can remember, will you tell me what it is? Because I would like to watch it again, and I can't remember the name of it. Okay. So we're going to play like we're going to make a Christmas tree. This is not the right size. This is just a piece of green and a piece of white. So I'm going to try it your way. So we're going to start out with a 90-degree angle. We're going to start out with that, and when we get done, it's supposed to end up straight, right? Okay, so we're going to put the snowflakes down. Snowflakes down. And I'm just going to do it with pins like I did yesterday. Now the thing is, I don't know if this can work because it has to go on the opposite direction. It might still work though. Let's see. We're going to pin it going this way, because when I sew the little squares on, I always sew it from this corner up to the inside corner. But to do it this way, I have got to do it from the outside corner to the inside corner, backwards. So I don't know if that'll work. But maybe it will. If you do it upside down on both sides. We've just got to learn, Joyery. Joyery. My daddy always called me Joyery. Loved it. Marie is my middle name. My mom's name is Marie. And so my name is Joy Marie. But my daddy always called me Joyery. After I was married and he would come visit me, I'd open the door and he'd say, "Hello to Joyery." I loved my dad. Now looky there. Looky there. There you go. There you go. So now it's straight. So if you do it on both ends, I don't know why it wouldn't work. You just have to turn your tree up this way instead of this way. We'll see, we'll see. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I think like 100 of you told me, do it like a binding joy. So we shall try, but we're not on the Christmas tree quilt now. I just love doing this kitty quilt. I told Ben, I said, let me make it, because it will be so much fun for me. And it is fun for me. I love doing it. But I lay in bed at night now thinking, now how am I going to quilt that? I'll have to quilt over all the kitty cats. I'll have to use some kind of thread that's going to look good over all those kitty cats, or I'm going to have to custom quilt it. So I'll probably custom quilt it. Viv may not get it until she's 95. We shall see. Okie doke, I'm going to get back to the kitty cat quilt. Didn't have anything else to really show you today. One of you asked me why I had my Bernina 930 in the coach sewing the Christmas tree quilt. Instead of, I guess the lady knows, I had the other machine, my B570, in the coach. The B570 had a free service, 1 year's free service. And so I took it to be serviced, remember? And I left it at B-Sew-In in Oklahoma City. So it wasn't in the RV. So I had to take a different machine for the RV. So I took the one that I took to my daughter's house for a while. Remember, she's going to let me have a sewing room, but that didn't work out. It just made me be there too much and about drove her husband crazy, I think. But the same one that I used at Tammy's, which actually, I think if I could only keep one machine, I think that's the one I would keep. It doesn't have any computers, it just sews. It's just a really nice, dependable, old-fashioned machine. Those of you that have the 930, I know you love it too. So that's why I had it. So now it's back here. Here it is over here. 930, 1130. I forgot what that number is. What number is that, Joy? I don't know, but I've got two of them. And this is a Cover Pro. You know, that you do the hems in the bottom of the blouses with. Cover Pro. I have 3 Enlightened Sergers. This is one of them. Then I have one of my older machines. It wasn't very expensive, a Virtuoso 155. I had 2 of those. And I traded one of them for more than I paid for it, actually, for the number that I can't remember. Let me look and see what that is. So that's a B740. I have one in here and one out there. Why do I have 2 B740s? Because I wanted to have the machine that had the auto feed. And so I bought one at a store that had been a demo. Bernina in Oklahoma City, it had been a demo, so I got a decent price on that. And then I found one for half what I paid for that on eBay. It was it had 12 hours on it. That's the machine I tell you about, had 12 hours on it. And so I bought it because it was such a really, I could probably sell it for more than I paid for it. So that's why I have so many machines. I have 2 embroidery machines. I have a Solaris and I have an Elissimo. I love them both dearly. I need to sell one probably, but when I think of, I paid $12,000 for it. I can only get $3,000 if I sell it. It just seems so stupid to me. I think I'd just be throwing away $9,000. So, you know, if I had a family member, I was going to give it to a family member, but she didn't want it. I'm like, what? Are you crazy? But she didn't want it. So I don't know. When I can't do this anymore, there'll be a whole lot of machines available for a lot of people. That's all I got to say about that. Somebody said make a blouse, make a blouse. So I washed the birds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish my 4 blocks. Here's one of them. This is part of one of them. I make these blocks and then I look at them. There was a book right here. I make them and I look at them and I think, I don't like that one. I don't like that book. So I tear it apart and I take it out. It was this one right here. I had this yellow block right there. And so I got it all made and I hung it up on the quilts like I do, and I went, whoa, that is way too bright. So I removed it and I'm going to make a new book, and the new book is going to be this color. See? much softer. See what I mean? Much softer. So I'm going to make a new book. Then the funnest part, the whole thing is so fun. If y'all love cats, buy this quilt pattern. Surely you can buy the quilt pattern without buying the kit. I bought the kit, which came with a lot of the fabrics, but I'm adding my own fabrics to it. Because Viv loves pink and she loves green, so I had to put some pink and green in it, right? But if you like cats, this is the funnest quilt because there's no matching of points. Matching of points is difficult. Even for really good people who do it all the time, like Becky Thompson, even for her, she'll unsew it and redo it and unsew it and redo it. It is hard to match points perfectly. Now, if you're not a perfectionist like me and you don't care if they match, hey, do points. Do lots and lots of points. Half square triangles and quarter square triangles. You have to do it with the star wheel, the carpenter star wheel. But I don't have to do it with this. Yes, this looks so much better, so much better. So I'm playing with this. I'm going to finish this block. This is the center block right here. It's a center block up at the top. It's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, yes. So I have the blocks left that don't have the cats. And so I'm doing B. And they put a yellow book in there. And I like their yellow book. In fact, maybe I'll put their yellow book. This was their yellow book. So maybe I could put that yellow book. But the cats would be sideways. See, I don't know if I could do sideways cats. Maybe I can. We'll see. But, Joy, get to the point. Get to the point. You're always getting off track. I know it. Friends, you have to live with me. I wander around half the time trying to remember what I'm thinking. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? I'm trying to think of a word, or I'm trying to think of a date, or I'm trying to think of a name, and I know it, I know it as well as my own name. I think maybe as long as I remember Jerry's Jerry and I'm Joy, maybe I don't have full-blown dementia. I don't know. Okay, here we go. I'm going to tell you for real now what I love. I love going back and putting the detail on the books with the scan and cut, because Viv asked me to make a book for each one of her kitties that she's known and loved. I don't know if it's in her whole life or since she married Brad or what. So I'm going to make a book for each kitty. The story of, like her little kitty now that she's crazy about, Zig. She has two of them, Zig and Trix, but Zig is her favorite. And so I'm going to have a book called The Story of Zig. And then I'll have a book called The Story of Trix. And then she gave me the 5 other names of her other cats that are gone now. So isn't that fun? It's just so much fun. I just can't stand it. Okay, I have to go. I'll be back soon. Maybe tomorrow, if I get this done and maybe a couple other blocks today. I've already paid the bills. I got that done earlier this morning. Got the bills paid, got the mail, and it's the old noon and the new 11 o'clock in the morning. So, if I can get the rest of these plain blocks made today, I'll make a blouse tomorrow out of the red birds. Okay? How about that? All right. Gonna let you go for now, but I'll be back tomorrow.